I think, if we start on a Monday. So this is our we did a little intro video on Saturday, and we're starting our kind of daily, hopefully, videos now. So the first one we want to talk about is what a doula is and what we do, and everything it involves. I guess it's quite a big question, and neither of us have a very good answer for it.
There's no short, snappy answer, is there?
No, I've tried many times.
Yeah, it's just like, how long have you got? But
yeah,
we've got as long as we want, I guess.
No one's going to stop us. So. You can start though. What is a doula, Ellie?
What is a doula? A doula provides an extra layer of support to women in the childbearing year.
That was so. That's the one liner though, isn't it? That's a good one.
But it's also so much more than that, because it's not just the childbearing year.
No.
Because it can start before you're even pregnant. It doesn't have to end once the baby's here. It doesn't need to be a living baby, because we support through loss. We support birth in every trimester. So it's big. It's a big question.
It is a big question.
And because what we do for one family might not resemble anything like what we do for the next family.
No, and it quite often
It's easier to say what we won't do, which is that we won't break the law. But then that still doesn't describe what a doula does it?
I guess, no, that's just what normal people do.
All right, you're stuck in a lift with somebody. You've only got 30 seconds to describe what a doula does. What do you say?
Okay. I would probably panic because I'm stuck in a lift, but also I would say that I support women through pregnancy and birth and afterwards as well, supporting their birth choices, helping them find balanced information, and advocating for their rights.
All right, I'm stuck in the lift with you. Isn't that like a midwife?
That's a very common response, person in the lift. No. That's my
right.
No, I'm not.
My right.
This is stressful. You're a very prying person in the lift that I've only just met.
It's my favourite place to be. I just hang out in lifts, just waiting to put people on the
spot. No, so doula isn't medically trained. So where a midwife would be, I've lost my words.
All right, take your time.
A midwife would be, medically trained to spot the risks and to know the risks and to intervene if necessary. I don't do any medical interventions, any medical examinations. That would be breaking the law. And I don't catch babies. What would you say? Or what do you say? Because we get that asked.
My echo's like.
That is a good answer. That would probably
I say no. I'd say maybe traditionally midwives had time to offer educational, to offer all the options, and to really, really, really know the woman, and to offer holistic support, and the emotional support was a part of that. And I say that midwives don't have time to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. People quite often ask me why I chose to be a doula instead of a midwife, and because I did consider it at first. I was heading down that route, and then spent some time on a maternity unit and realised that a lot like nursing, they're so understaffed, and the way that midwifery is now, it's they don't have time to spend with that woman and to, like you say, really get to know them and form that bond. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be there, all the way through and support them all the way through, rather than just see them at one stage and never know what happened. So there's a big difference.
And being a doula is a great way to be with women.
Yeah, in so many ways. Especially since working with you guys, like, we do so many different things that I never really considered before, but it's such a massive umbrella. It's great. And there's no like boundaries on where that should stop, kind of like age wise as well. Like you said, like we're starting to plan our girls' circles, so supporting young girls and young women as early as we can.
Yeah, well, we wanted to do that because we thought that would have more of an impact, that if we start talking to girls about the things that we currently talk to women about in pregnancy. If you're halfway through your pregnancy and you get in touch with us and we start talking about how you're in charge of your body and only you can make decisions about your body, it's a lot. It's a lot being pregnant and knowing that you're going to birth a baby and your life is going to change and already has changed and it changes more every day. But adding stuff like that in, learning to say no to people in authority and learning to maybe question the narrative that you've been told your whole life about who you are and what you contribute to the world and what your life means. Like, that's massive. So let's bring those conversations to girls before they go through puberty, and maybe those conversations will be easier to have. Maybe they won't even need to be had because they'll be like, hell yeah, it's my body.
It would just be like, yeah, obviously no one can touch me unless I tell them it's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do doulas do and what do we do are, I suppose, slightly different questions. Maybe massively different questions. I'm not sure. Can't really speak for other doulas. I just know that what we do is full spectrum doulaing, and I feel like every doula should be a full spectrum doula. I feel like you have to go to births holding space for the fact that the absolute worst could happen, while also not projecting that onto the mother or anybody else there, just holding space for it.
Absolutely. It's so important to see all the different stages as well. Like, just seeing one part of it isn't the whole story. So having that full spectrum is really important. Makes a big difference.
Oh, if we were trapped in a lift together, I know what my next question would be.
I'm not getting in a lift with you.
Well, you'll be prepared if it does happen now, because you know what I'm going to ask you. The next question that I always get next is, "Oh, you must get to hold so many babies."
Oh yeah, that one.
What do you say?
Well, yeah, my answer is no, not really. It's not about me, and it's not about me holding babies. It's about protecting that space for the mum to bond with her baby, not me. That's it. I mean, babies are great, but I'm there for the woman.
Do people ask you, do you do that because you really like babies?
People have asked me that, yeah. The answer's the same. I do like babies, but if I want to hold one, I can go to my sister's house. She's got loads of them.
You probably don't get a choice if you go over there. You walk through the door and get a baby shoved at you.
I don't mind, though. It's fine. But yeah, do you get asked that?
Yeah, my answer isn't quite as popular.
You don't like babies?
No, not really. No, come back when they can do stuff.
That's fair.
If I like someone's baby, they're going to really know about it because I'm just like, oh my god, your baby's really cool, and they're like, oh, but you see this all the time. I'm like, no, I don't.
Only reserved
For me, it's about
this.
yeah, but I just want to explain the fact that I'm rubbing my head so much because I have a migraine and I can only see out of one eye. I just want to get that out there right now.
And you put the hot
Um,
bottle down so you didn't have to explain it.
my cold hot water bottle. When I've got a migraine, I really need cold rather than heat. So there's a tip for you. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah. So for me, it's about the transformation that occurs in a woman when she knows all of her options and knows all of her rights, and she stands in her power. Like what happens then when she says yes to stuff, when she says no to stuff, when she doesn't speak, when she roars. And that moment can happen anytime. It can happen sometimes. I see it during an interview. Sometimes I see it further down the line. Sometimes I see it in labour. Sometimes I see it after. But that's what I'm in it for. And that transformation can come with or without a baby. It can come whenever, but that's what I'm in it for.
Yeah.
To see women in their power.
Absolutely. That there's nothing quite like that empowerment. Just women knowing that, they can do this and they're strong and no one can tell them otherwise. It's amazing.
It's a transformational moment when you have that, when you see it, when that woman sees with her own eyes what is possible. She's never the same again.
No. Oh, you're giving me goosebumps.
See, now you want to be in the lift with me.
Yeah, just for that one. I'm scared of what the next question is, though.
That's it. Those are the questions. Actually, no. These are the questions that I get. What do you do? I'm a doula. Oh, that's really cool. I have a sister that sells jewelry. No, I'm not a jeweler. I'm a doula.
What was it?
And then one time they thought that I was a jeweler, like I was a professional one-on-one fighter.
I can believe it.
It's the shaved head. I look like some kind of ninja monk now. Is that what it is?
I think even with the dreads, I would have believed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Could have whipped people with my dreads. Ow. So I get what's that? And then you say what it is, and then I say I wish it was called something else because I don't like the words like doularing or doulad. It messes in my head.
I'm not surprised. It just sounds right. I can't even say it right. Every time I say it, it sounds wrong.
I mean, if anybody doesn't know, it's an ancient Greek word meaning woman who serves.
Which is fair.
Yeah. I mean, that would be better. What do you do? I'm a woman who serves. I mean, that would probably be better as a descriptor.
That might confuse people more.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of things you could be serving. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then I get, isn't that like a midwife? And you must really love babies. And then people just move on because they don't really know what else to say. Occasionally people go, oh, that's nice. And I think, maybe they just haven't heard. But it's because that person's actually heard of it and they know that it's like generally a very good thing.
When that happens, I'm like, you know what one is? Like, let's talk about it. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does.
But the thing is, you end up talking about it either way, don't you? Because somebody either goes, I know what that is, or they talk about the fact they know what it is, or they don't, and then you end up talking about it because they don't know what it is.
That's true, which maybe it's a good thing that the name is so confusing.
Yeah. So let's talk more about what we do as GMDs.
Yeah.
We are a community interest company. because before we worked privately, and that meant that women had to basically stump up quite a lot of money to get support that should be available to everybody but isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So we became a community interest company so that we could be eligible for funding, and we've had funding from all sorts of places, from supermarket to the lottery to all sorts, really. And that means that money doesn't need to be a barrier to women getting the support that they deserve. And we offer our funding on a honesty basis. There's lots of reasons why a woman might not have money or access to money. So we don't ask for bank statements or life story. If she says that she needs it, we believe her. If we have the funding, we don't always, but it's always worth talking to us about it.
That is.
As for other services do we have?
What other services do we have? So the one-to-one birth clients. So we'll support a woman like during pregnancy and go to her birth, and then see her afterwards as well.
How much support during her pregnancy?
As much as she wants.
Really? As much as she wants?
As much as she wants, because we're that committed. Yeah, basically.
It sounds like we're being sarcastic, but we're being genuine about this. Because it evens out. For every woman who messages us every day on WhatsApp and wants to meet every week, there's clients who just go at interview, just go, yeah, just bring this on the day, and we don't have any expectations about what support that woman needs. We tell everyone it's unlimited. You can have as much contact. We can meet as much as you want, and just really try to hit that home so that we can just kind of trust and relax in the fact that if she doesn't call us very much or want to meet very much, she's still getting what she needs.
Yeah, because it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever is working for that woman, we'll do that. We're always, we've set up WhatsApp groups so that we're always contactable. We can meet as many times as she wants, or just chat, video chat, any kind of. Then we're on call. I don't know if did you ask me about this service or all of the services? Because I'm still on this one. Should I keep going?
Yeah, I would go into even more detail, like what those meetings can be about, if you like.
My answer is just whatever the woman wants every time. So yeah, in our antenatal sessions or like face to face or just conversations, they're open to whatever the woman wants to discuss, which could be going over a previous birth experience, or helping her with birth planning, information that she might need or want to make informed decisions. What else? Practical.
If we go to an antenatal and then we spend an hour and a half with a woman and then we come back and we've not discussed pregnancy or birth, I do not count that as a wasted visit, because for me it's about getting to know one another.
Absolutely.
Because the better we understand her and know her, then the better our experience is going to be. The more trust is there, the better the relationship is.
Absolutely. We could just be talking about her family dynamics and like what makes her feel comfortable and what doesn't.
Yeah.
It's all important. So yeah, just getting to know each other, really. Do you want them to feel comfortable with you? If you're going to be there at the birth, you need to have a good connection and know what she needs without having to ask sometimes. So yeah, building that friendship relationship. Then we go on call, and I'm saying it like a question. Like, this is I'm just really nervous. I'm not very good at this whole live video thing.
Just Just talk to me. Can you see my face on the screen? Just talk to me.
That's what I've been doing so far. It's really working.
Yeah.
So, I know, but you already know what we do.
Huh?
You already know what we do, so it's weird explaining it to you.
But I do like talking about doulas.
That's true. I'll just keep going. So
It might be worth saying that, like, the two of us always go to antenatals.
Oh yeah, you can talk about that. Why do we do that?
I used to work by myself, and it wasn't as fun as working with a little team at all. I used to get really, really anxious before antenatals, and I used to really worry about what to say and what not to say. And then afterwards, I just used to think, like, ruminate on it for just like days and days.
Mm-hmm.
And now I still do reflect about what I said and what I didn't say. And obviously, I do try to not say the wrong thing, and I try not to forget anything. But the pressure that is relieved by there being another doula there who will remember the stuff that I forget, or who will like, I don't have to know everything, and sometimes you have to put on quite a difficult hat where you have to have this really honest moment that nobody wants to hear, but it's got to be said. So it's nice that you don't have to all of a sudden you don't have to play all the roles at the same time. It's okay if you just need to be the one who needs to lay down some truths. Because then there's another nice friendly doula there who is still.
You do both of those things. But I absolutely agree. Like, working in pairs is so nice. Like, working by myself, like you said, it's so nerve-wracking, and like, you know that you don't need to know everything, and you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be yourself. But sometimes you need someone in the car on the way there to tell you that. And as you know, seen me on the way, nervous driving, and you're very good at calming me down. So it's definitely a win.
I just like being in the car. And also being with you, but I do also really like being in the car. Apart from the first time I was in the car with you and you were playing Coldplay, and I wondered
Did anyone
if it was some kind of test.
And then Ed Sheeran came out, but you still get in my car, so it can't be that bad.
It was like a trial by fire situation. I thought, if I can be in a car with you while Coldplay is playing, then I can be in a car with you under any circumstance.
That is good to know. What if we were stuck in a lift and Coldplay was playing?
I'd die hard my way out of there.
This is what happens when Laurie's not with us. We digress. And we go off and
I can't even remember what we're talking about now. We're talking about why we work in twos, but we don't go to births in twos.
No.
I have done that actually a couple of times, and it was really nice, but it's not feasible. It's not generally very feasible. But if that is important to you, do talk to us about it, because we could make it work.
We could. I'm trying to imagine what the pair of us would be like at a birth, like together.
I think the fact there'd be a labouring woman would probably keep us on point a bit more than when we're left to our own devices. Yeah. The only time that me and Amy have worked together, Amy's exact words were, "We shouldn't have tried to do this without Laurie," and it was true.
That's it.
We achieved nothing that day.
I know. We talked about a lot,
and now
that weren't relevant.
We do get a lot. We've got a lot of talk. We feel like we've only just met. We've got a lot of chatting to do.
Definitely.
So we go on call.
We do. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, we go on call. And because there's three of us, there's always a backup, which is nice. Another perk of working as a team. When you work by yourself, that stress. Oh my god, I can't even imagine like for you guys, having to sort childcare and stuff. because it was stressful enough for me just by myself. But knowing that there's always someone as backup if you needed it is great.
And the peace of mind that knowing that that woman and that family have got to know all of us in that time, because it's what's quite common in the doula world is for if you get to know a client, you're working with them for months and months, and all of a sudden, for some reason, an emergency comes up, and you can't be their birth doula, you just like post on Facebook or ask around, and there's no relationship there, and all that relationship that you've spent months building up, and all that trust. So I would never want to put a family in that position. I'd also never want to put a doula in that position who didn't know them. And I wouldn't want to put myself in that position. I would always want to know that if the person, if I couldn't be there, that somebody else who has the same ethos as me and cares as much as I do would be there in my place.
Absolutely. That relationship is so important. Like, makes such a difference.
Yeah, that's what makes it. So when do we go on call?
From 38 weeks officially, but I think we're all a bit, already on call a few days before that, just in case, because you never know. So being on call basically means that we are ready to go anytime, 24/7, whenever the woman calls us, not WhatsApp messages us, calls us. Yeah, day or night, ready, bags in the car. We've got plans for any other, childcare or commitments that you've got. They're ready in place so that we can be with you as soon as we can. And that goes, there's no like limit on that. We don't stop being on call if you go past 42 weeks, or we'll just keep going until your time comes. Yeah. What else is there to say about on call?
The fact that if you go into labour before on call doesn't mean we won't come. It just means that we might need a bit of extra time to get to you.
Yeah, definitely.
We do things like we modify the way we live when we're on call. Really, it's not just about having your bag packed. Like I don't drink. I don't have caffeine. I manage my energy levels a bit better, and it means we can't do things. I mean, all right, life's a bit different now. We can't do these things anyway. But when life returns back to normal, we still won't be doing things like going to cinema or going swimming. Something where you're away from your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say by our phones.
Definitely. I quite like being on call as well because it makes me pay attention to, like, if I need to rest or if I need to eat right now. Like, sometimes I'll just ignore those things and carry on, but being on call really, makes you think about it and take care of yourself so that you're ready, physically as well. Whenever that phone call comes, you're ready and you've got the energy you need because you could be with that woman for a long time. So you better have strength.
It is easier to look after yourself when it's for somebody else, isn't it?
That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll doula each other through that.
Yeah. Have you had something to eat today, Amy?
Pardon?
You had something to eat today?
Yeah, actually. I had beans on toast just before. You?
Don't ask me why I had today. I'm a bit embarrassed about it.
You don't have to
say I did.
You did.
When you start the day in sausage casserole, you don't need to worry about the rest of the day. But
that's hearty.
Don't worry.
That's a good, it's a good meal. It doesn't matter what time of day you had it.
Yeah, but I mean that's why I shouldn't have followed it up with a pizza at lunchtime. But I went to Aldi and bought frozen pizza and I forgot to put it in the freezer, so it defrosted.
So you have.
And Ember was just like, "Just eat it now. It's a sign." So
she's got a point.
I know. So that's a bit about on call. We don't do things like leave Manchester or go to places where there's no signal.
Yeah. Save that for after.
Yeah. So then we get the call, and usually we just split on call up between us. So there'll be one of us. Can you hear that? Can you hear my neighbour?
Is it your neighbour?
Yes, that's my
That's
neighbour.
loud. I hope she's not watching.
Oh my god, what if she's watching and laughing?
Oh no.
So we go, yeah, so one of us will be the main dealer on call, one of us will be the backup. And one will be footloose and fancy free. So there's always two dealers on call. So one of us will get the call, day or night. That's the job. And we aim to get to the client within an hour. Sometimes, sometimes we need a bit of flexibility with that, depending on time of day, rush hour, etc., etc. But that's what we aim for. And that can be at the woman's home, that can be in the hospital or the birth centre, wherever.
Sometimes the woman, she wants us there, but she's not sure, if it's go time or, so we'll go. And if she's, she says, you know what, actually I'm okay, you've calmed me down, you can go away for a bit now, that's fine too. We do that as well. We'll just do whatever that woman needs at that time. What else?
I've been to births where the woman someone's answered the door and gone, glad you're here, she wanted you to be near, this is the spare room, go and have a kip, she'll call you when she needs you. And no matter what the situation, whether it's a phone call and she just wants to tell me what's going on, whether she's asked me to come to her house and go to sleep, or whether she's right into it, she's right in the depths of labour and she wants some more support. I'm just glad that she knows what she needs, and that whatever it is that she's asked me to do, I'm glad to be doing it, because I know that that's what she needs.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of, well, I'm here now and I should be doing things, or why did you ring me to tell me about this thing you've just found in your knickers?
Yeah.
If that's what she needs, great, awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad that you've said it out loud.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. It's never TMI.
No. I don't think anything is.
No, nothing's off the table.
No. People have said to me getting up in the middle of the night to go to a birth, would that not be really annoying? And I'm like, no. I actually really like doing it in the night because, well, one, there's no traffic, which is great. Driving at night time is lovely, and I don't know, there's just something really nice about it.
Feels exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you
feels really special.
calm the excitement down.
Yeah, but how do you do that when you're driving? Because I always get a cab places, so I always manage to get all my adrenaline out in the cab.
I feel like driving.
Throw it at the taxi driver.
Pardon?
I throw it all at the taxi driver.
I bet that really confuses the taxi driver.
Oh, every time. And when they pick you up in the morning, and he's like, oh, finishing work? Yeah. What time do you start? I was like, I don't know, the day before yesterday. And he was like, what? Anyway, so we're at the birth. Now what? What do we do? What do doulas do at births?
Whatever the woman wants us to do. I'm going to say that so many times because it might just be a case of sitting in the corner and just, reassuring her if she needs it, or rubbing her back for 5 hours or longer, helping her move positions if that's what she needs. Yeah, so many things, but also just being there is a big part of it. being that familiar face that you've got to know, like they've got to know already. It's just reassurance, I think. Yeah.
I'm going to say that cheesy thing now where we should. There's lots of things that doulas do, but doulas aren't about the doing, they're about the being. So no matter what you can do at a birth, nothing compares to the fact that you're there. You're there with her, holding space for everything that she is and everything that she's going through and everything that she will be. And you're not going to get caught up in the excitement or in the emotion, no matter how close you've become during pregnancy. You're still able to have that distance enough so that if she does panic or things take an unexpected turn or it just isn't as she imagined, you can just be that grounding presence so that she can figure out how she feels and what she wants to do, and she can just draw strength and calmness from you. And we don't lose that no matter what.
No. That's hard to explain though. You did it so well. Like when people ask you that question, it's like, meh.
Yeah, it's not helpful if somebody says, "What do doulas do?" and you just say, "Doulas don't do." You're like, I don't know then.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll just say, "Yeah, I'm a doula.
Yeah.
Check out my jewels." I don't know. So we're at the birth. We're offering emotional, practical, educational support. Those are, I think, the three main tiers. Education, so it's about providing options, reminding the woman who's in charge all of the options that she has, whether they've been presented or not. Taking time to go through decision-making tools if she doesn't know, if she's being presented that she's something she's not sure about. Making sure she stays in control. She understands what's going on. Advocating for her, with her, however you want to put it. So that's, I guess that's the practical. The practical is, the stuff like this, like rubbing the back. Are you laughing at me?
No, you looked like you were looking at something behind you.
I was, yeah. It was just the Netflix screen changed, and I was
You
just
looked
like,
really scared, so I was concerned.
well, look at it. It looked a bit ominous.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad it was just
but
because I can't help you from here.
That's all right. And the practical stuff, rubbing the back, making drinks, entertaining toddlers, just whatever is important to her. Whatever. And the emotional stuff is about just like holding space, and every woman is different, but every woman is a mammal. So every woman needs the same thing. She needs to feel undisturbed. She needs to feel unobserved. She needs to feel warm. She needs to feel safe. She needs to feel loved. So that's what I try to keep at the forefront of my mind when I'm at a birth.
Yeah.
It's that she's a mammal, and that birth is a physiological process that cannot be helped, only hindered. That's what I take to every birth.
Absolutely. And just protecting that, all of that in one. How long do we stay?
As long as it takes. I guess, like, in theory, because we're a team, if it came to it and we needed fresh eyes, or we realised that we've become useless through tiredness, then in theory we could swap out, knowing that another doula who knows and cares about the family and has the same ethos would step in. And I find that quite reassuring to know that.
Yeah.
And I find that families will find that quite reassuring, because I find that after, during a long birth, the woman stops worrying about herself and starts worrying about me, and that's really the last thing that should be on her mind. So knowing that that is an option makes me feel better.
Definitely. Yeah.
For her. But I haven't done it, but I'm open to
Mm.
it. The longest I've been at a birth was a Tuesday morning to a Friday night.
Wow.
That's when I worked by myself.
Yeah. So you didn't even have that option to swap out. Do you think you would have if you had the option?
No, I was all in on that one.
This is the thing, like, I think it's great to have the option, but I don't think I would use it.
Yeah. You just, because time feels differently when you're at birth, doesn't it? You don't have the same, like, I'm not like I am in the rest of my life. I wish I could be, but I don't get, I'm really, really in the moment when I'm at birth. I'm not thinking about the passage of time or anything outside of what's going on in that room for that woman. And I often can, all right, this is a bit weird. I often can feel what she feels in my body.
I know what you mean.
It's quite special,
It
isn't it?
is. Yeah.
Mm.
There's a as well, like it's not like you've been there for hours and hours, but it's not the normal kind of tired. Like you can feel it, it's there, but it won't hit you until you're done.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember what. Oh yeah, like you said about being different from like the outside when you're outside. Like I overthink everything in my everyday life. And I get very anxious about things, but in that moment, in that room, it's just not there. It's weird. It's good though, obviously.
What do doulas do? We just come and just be ourselves. Be our essential selves. Great, you get paid for that. So we say the baby's born. Everyone's usually pretty happy. Lots of oxytocin vibes. And then we stay until, well, Laurie stays for about 4 days after. Laurie cannot leave a birth. She just does not have that power. She just assimilates and becomes part of the family. But I usually manage to find time to leave. It's usually after a bit and the baby's feeding, and it just feels like it's the right time.
Yeah.
Just usually say anything else you'd like me to do, and sometimes you say, yeah, do this thing, and I do that thing, and sometimes they go, no, it's time for you to go. I feel like I'm quite good at picking my
Yeah,
moments.
I think it does just become apparent. Like it just feels right, and then yeah, that's it. But
I hope Laurie watches this back and goes, oh, that's when you wanted to leave.
she'll watch it back and she'll be like, "How long have they been talking for?"
Oh yeah, we said we were going to be done
I
by
know.
past, but we're still. Oh no, and my battery is on
Ellie,
6%.
do not leave
So
me here by myself.
I'm going to turn the brightness down on my laptop. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Everyone, if anyone's watching, if Ellie cuts out, I'm gone. You can't talk to yourself.
All right. This is one of the joys of having a Chromebook. Even though I've only got 6%, I've still got 20 minutes on it.
That is quite good.
Okay. So and then we go home and go to sleep and
Today.
have a shower and have a cry and eat some crisps.
Ooh, yeah.
That's my ritual.
I like it. There's usually some chocolate involved for me.
Mm. And then we like to meet with the family again within about 2 weeks to talk about the birth from our individual perspectives, because the woman's been, usually no idea of time and space and wants to just, because we'll take notes at a birth sometimes if there's time, just about what was said and a few little landmarks about the time. So we get to put that all together, see how she's doing.
Yeah. Feeding support. What else?
Again, like, what else? Postnatal doulaing again is a question of what the woman needs. It's about facilitating that bond between mother and baby, not coming in there going, oh, this is how you birth a baby, and just like the woman knows best. She's the expert. She knows that baby like nobody else ever will. So it's about helping her to feel confident in that.
Yeah.
I don't do postnatal doulaing, so I'm just wildly speculating, but I imagine that's what it's about.
Well, you still see women afterwards, don't you?
Oh, I hope so. I like it when that happens.
I mean, like intentionally, not like by accident.
No, I don't like it when it's by accident because I'm not very good at recognizing faces. So sometimes I'm in the supermarket and I meet somebody and I don't know if they're a previous client or if it's an interview that I completely bombed. I have no idea. Or if it's a teacher from high school, I don't know who anybody is. So please don't feel embarrassed about introducing yourself to me, even if we've met many times
Even if
before.
you were at the birth.
Yeah, only that's happened. That's for real
happened. Okay, so, but you would see them in that like first session after the birth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like that postnatal session.
Yeah, I thought we were just talking about general postnatal, but I do go to, if I was at the birth or if I was like a backup, then you'll see me at a postnatal session.
Yeah.
But postnatal doulaing, where you do the practical and emotional support for weeks or months after the baby was born. I don't do that because I don't drive, so it's just too hard for me to. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not because I don't like babies, just because practically it's very hard for me on public transport.
That makes sense.
But Amy and Laurie do, and they're great at it. So, what do you need? Right, I feel like we should wrap it up. So I feel like we should just quickly go through the other things that we do because of the battery situation.
Okay, you speak quicker than me, so you do it.
Speak too quick though. Postnatal doulaing, one-to-one, all of the things that we do in pregnancy, all of those one-to-one sessions, whether it's birth preparation or going through your options or just holding space for a particular worry or a particular concern, or debriefing previous births, or even planning a pregnancy, all of those things can be standalone one-to-one sessions. They don't have to be part of a birth doula relationship. If you feel like you just want to have a one-off session, then we'll bring the same emotional, practical, and educational support that we do when it's part of a birth doula relationship. When we realised we could do that, and that's what women wanted, really changed the way that we work, and we get to see those transformations in those meetings. So sometimes we do those as one-offs, sometimes that evolves into more, and sometimes that evolves into a birth doula relationship, but we do have no expectation of that happening because we just want to meet women's needs. No. Sorry. We do birth pool hire, which is quite a new thing. We've got some pools. They are flying out. If you want one, even if you think a little bit that you might want one, send an inquiry form. And the very cool thing about the birth pool hire is that it's a complete service. So we can. There are many barriers to women giving birth at home. Many. So we wanted to remove as many of those as we could with offering support alongside the pool hire. So we can help you with pick up and drop off if that's a problem. We can help you with providing accessories, and we can provide you with, because we have experience of this. We have so much experience of women getting to 36 weeks and being told they're too fat or old, or their babies are too big or too small, or the wrong way round or the wrong position, and now I can't have a home birth. And actually it's just about having access to more information and more support and learning what your rights are. I mean, I think those are the biggest barriers to home birth, more than anything biological that goes on in your body. That's what it really comes down to, having the right support and having just being educated. So that's what we're doing. The built-in support when you pick up the pool or when we drop off the pool. Do you want to have a meeting with us to help you prepare? Is there anything you want to talk about? And same with drop off. When we collect the pool, if you want to talk about your birth, do you want to debrief it? Is there something that you're still trying to get your head around? Even if we weren't there, we still understand physiological birth. We still understand the maternity systems, and we still absolutely believe that women matter and how you birth matters, and we absolutely want to listen to women's experiences and to help recover if it hasn't been a good experience, and to help be part of that recovery. That's one of the things that we have funding for, is to support women who are facing birth trauma or who have suffered it in the past or who are currently suffering the effects of that. That's something that we have funding for and we hope to continue to have funding for. So birth pool hire service, the girl circles, they've been postponed, but we're still going to continue to work on them. An antenatal course, again, is going to be postponed. But that's going to be really special because it's going to focus on community of women, because we know lots of women do antenatal courses and they're very, very expensive, and just because they want to make friends. So we want to have that community, we want to build that sisterhood between women, but at the same time we want our education that's going to be part of that to be holistic. So it's going to be looking at the whole woman and looking at every topic that's always covered in antenatal courses, but having more of a radical approach. So we're going to talk about physiological birth. We're going to get really in depth about that, because when you understand what it is, then you can understand how to protect it. And human rights in birth, because no one else is going to talk to you about it.
So important.
So it's going to be human rights based and physiological birth based. And I could go on about that for a really long time, but I'm not going to. But look on the website. All the details are on the website. And the details are on there. And that's going to be, at least for the pilot course, that's going to be free or donation based. No, hopefully most of our things are or will be in future. But obviously donations will stretch our funding so that we can reach more women. And I can't think about anything else we offer right now.
I think that's a fair bit of it. There's lots of little things.
Community groups. Yeah. Up until very recently, we're having a community group at least once a week, and we're moving them online and wanting to continue the sense of community that we've built over the last few years. We are still just getting to grips with that, while it feels like the ground is moving under our feet every day at the moment. But we are not going anywhere. This is what we do. We're going to continue to support women. We're going to be here when all this is over, and we're going to be there every day until then.
Perfect. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I think we've been on for like an hour.
Okay. Oh my God.
Like, let's try and, make it at least 15 minutes. Yeah. Well, we've done well. Yeah.
Doing great.
If anyone's watching, and that's fine.
We can watch it later when we get bored. We'll take some notes about what doulas do.
Make a shorter answer.
One day we'll get it. We'll get it just like that.
Maybe.
And tomorrow we're going to be talking about free birth. Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
Looking forward to getting into that, because
I've got lots to say.
Me too. We can't talk about it right now because it's already gone on
3 hours. So, okay.
Yeah, clear your diary for tomorrow, everyone.
8 a.m. No, I'm kidding. We're not getting early. Okay, so if anyone is watching, thanks for making it this far. If you have, I'm sorry, Laurie's not here to keep us in check. So, hopefully she's watching and laughing her head off at us. So yeah, thank you and happy World Doula Week, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, if we've not scared you off.
If they tune in tomorrow and it's just me and you, they'll just
nah, not
again. I'm not that guy.
It's too stressful. Hopefully we've entertained some people in self-isolation. Right, I'm going to stop now. It carries on for a few seconds, by the way.
I'll just pretend I'm
Freeze. Too difficult.